you've shifted 10 different teams in 16 years, and the last was Kerala Blasters.
Yeah.
I would like to just know, Newcastle, from your youth career, was from 1993 to 2000, and then you went into the 2002 League Cup game against Everton, and you replaced Lua.
You know your stuff, don't you?
So how? I mean, what was the atmosphere playing in St. James's Park, week in, week out, with 52,000 people watching you?
I had been going to the games from when I was a little boy. My dad used to take me, so I was going from when it was in the old Division 1, seeing them win the championship in '92 to then go to the Premier League in '93. So I had followed them all the way through as a young boy and as a fan, and I first joined the club when I was 9, and watching Peter Beardsley, Andy Cole, and that's like yourself, you take to teams, and they took to me really well, and I modelled myself on Peter Beardsley and Andy Cole. They were scoring goals for fun for Newcastle United, and I used to go to bed dreaming that I was playing alongside these legends in Newcastle, and then once I started to break into the first team, you're starting to be a role model for other players and younger kids that are coming through Newcastle. And then obviously the stadium changed. They had a waiting list of season tickets for like 25,000 people wanted the season ticket to watch Newcastle, so they expanded the stadium, and the stadium's phenomenal. And I believe that obviously before Mike Ashley, they were a fantastic club. When John Hall was there and Freddie Shepherd, the fan base was phenomenal. You go to a game, and when I was stepping out off through the tunnel and you hear the fans singing, and the hairs on the back of your neck, they stick up, and it's like, oh, wow, this is amazing. And to pull on a shirt that I had been dreaming about, it was a dream come true, and my family were proud of me.
Just a quick question though, are there positives to Steve Bruce as well? Because he had some good results, didn't he? He did have some good results when he first got the job.
It's hard because I think a lot of fans love Benitez. The thing with Benitez is he tried to bring the club and the fans, he tried to bring them together, and it succeeded. And I think with Bruce now, he's not bringing them together. And yeah, he's had good results, but you speak to fans, I speak to other people, and they just think it's a matter of time before they are actually fighting relegation. And you look at the games they've got coming up. You've got Burnley, Southampton, Brighton. If they lose 2 of them games, they're sucked back into it.
Yeah, in big trouble, that's for sure.
When you're down there fighting, and these players who he's brought in, they won't roll their sleeves up and fight like you need to.
I mean, if you compare to Sheffield United this season, we didn't expect. He was the first manager to be sacked. Compared in the Sky Sports, they were saying that it's going to be either Steve Bruce or it's going to be either Chris Waddle. But I don't understand how the Sheffield United just transformed. Is it because of the owner? I've now seen the owner before, but is it because of the team they have been playing?
I think it's the team. I think you've got a group of players, and I'll use the Leicester example as exactly when Leicester won the league. It was similar. You have a team that want to play for each other. They want to run through a bit. You're next to me. If you lose the ball, I'm going to get it back for you. And I think that's what's happened. And obviously, when you see the success continuing game after game, you start thinking, actually, it works, and we're going to keep doing it. I think that's how Leicester won the league. It was team spirit, teamwork, and magic from Jamie Vardy. And I think it's the same with Sheffield United. You've got team spirit and teamwork, and you put it together, and it does actually get you somewhere. Whereas I see Newcastle United, and I would say, I don't see somebody, John Joe Shelby, putting a shift in for Joelinton. I wouldn't see Joelinton putting a shift in for Almiron. You don't see it, and I don't think the guys who do the player recruitment, Steve Nixon, Lee Charnley, I don't think they've done enough research on the players that they've brought in.
I think they are always very they're playing for individual kind of game. They don't like playing as a team game. If you can see, Almiron is always running with the ball. He has the speed, but I think yet again he doesn't have the vision to see the players up. He just dribbles down and he doesn't look at the ball. And if you look at Saint Maximin, he's I think overdoing it. His skills, he's good. He's a good player.
Saint Maximin reminds me of Lua. Exactly the same player. He does all the fancy bit, but he don't really have an end product.
But I mean, against Arsenal, I think he's the only guy who was very efficient in the game. I can see the way he ran. I mean, of course, he missed that one. It was a 50-50 chance. You can't say he has to score that. But Kieran Clark should have got he should have scored that. And he went mad. I went mad. The TV, I mean, people was like, "Are you okay?" Because my brother's Arsenal fan, so he was like 2-0 up, and he was like, "What are you going to do right now?" Is like, I have a Liverpool fan sitting right beside me, and I have Newcastle in the middle, and I have Arsenal over here. So what I can do is just drink my bottle of water and look at the time and when is the game going to finish. So it's not nice. It's never nice to be a Newcastle fan at this moment, but I'm going to stay no matter what. That's the thing.
I think things will get better. I really do.
We play well at home. I don't understand why when teams like Newcastle or some teams like the bottom, like Bournemouth or some teams like that, when they go to Man U or they go to Chelsea, why don't they give the 100%? Is there a factor where it comes to the fan base? Or is that what the big teams dominate the small teams?
I think it's the mentality. When you go to the big teams, you don't want to get battered. You go to Man United and you're sitting back more and you don't. It's different when you play at home. You know you've got your fans behind you. You can go all out and that sort of thing. So when you play away, you do have to ease off a bit and you do have to sit back a lot more because you know, and a lot of it's mentality as well. You make one mistake against the big teams, you're going to get punished. Yeah, and I think that's the situation. But with Newcastle, the situation they're in, you got nothing to lose. So when you do go to Arsenal, they had a go at them for 30 minutes. Why not continue? Why not keep having a go at them? They were, Arsenal dominated possession, but Newcastle probably had the best chances in the first 30 minutes. And like I said, it's all down to luck. Previously, they would have went in half time and 60, 70 minutes at 0-0, like what they did against Chelsea, and then they nick a goal at the end, and that's what they've been doing. But when you come up against big teams, they take one chance and that's it. And then one chance, I think as players, your head starts to drop, and then you're thinking, God, well, our strikers only scored one goal. How are we going to get back into it unless it's a set piece and one of the defenders can score a goal? So I think the mentality at the minute at the club is if they go one goal down, how do they actually get back into games? Because you haven't got the strikers that are scoring goals.
I mean,
and he wasn't good enough.
I think that Steve Bruce rushed his decision to get some players because the deadline was going to close. That's one. And if you look at someone who doesn't want to play for Hoffenheim and he wants to come out of the team, so we are the only team who just want to get a player, whether he's good or not. So he says that we got the guy for 40 million, which he's the summer transfer target and all. And he came to the club. He's strong, like what I say, he's strong, but he's not adapting to the Premier League at all. We can see from that 26 games, only a goal. He's not rushing for the ball. He's not winning the ball. He wins. He can hold up the ball well.
I think if you're not scoring goals, at least work hard for the team.
Yes.
And then the fans can actually appreciate that you're putting an effort in for the team. Yeah, scoring goals, it's hard, and you've got to be in the right position at the right time and things like that. But it should never stop you working hard for the team.
As a striker, though, is he getting in the position? Is he allowed to do that with the way he's playing? Though, let's be honest.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think he is now. I don't think he has all season. Just the way Steve Bruce plays. Under Benitez, I think he might have had a chance to score goals because you look at how many goals Rondon scored last year. I think it was like 15, 16. So obviously he's 32 years old, I think, Rondon, and you bring in Joelinton as a young player, and it's time to adjust. And he's Brazilian, and Brazilians will obviously take longer to adjust to the Premier League. But when you're in a position and there's big money involved and the Premier League's a business, you bring a £40 million striker in, he's got to hit the ground running. He should be banging goals in time and time again. And like you said, why were other clubs not interested in him? I look at West Ham. West Ham signed Haller for 45 million. If they thought Joelinton was decent for 5 million less, why did they not go and sign him? Why didn't all these other big clubs not go in for Joelinton?